The California Dairy Research Foundation is a nonprofit organization investing in critical research projects on behalf of California's dairy farmers. This research helps ensure the security of our milk supply, the health of our cows and environment, and the viability of our dairy farmers for generations to come.
Our mission to increase the demand for milk and dairy products, but you can't increase the demand if you don't have a safe and secure milk supply and dairy products. Now, we have to have new tools and rapid tools in order to diagnose the disease and also do it faster and more efficiently.
Since California's last two outbreaks of bovine foot and mouth disease in 1924 and 1929, the dairy industry has worked tirelessly to plan for and prevent this costly disease. One thing is certain, quick detection is a critical line of defense. That's why the California Dairy Research Foundation is partnering with experts within the School of Veterinary Medicine at the University of California, Davis to rapidly detect this disease. By quickly testing milk from each of the state's dairies, emergency managers will be able to efficiently implement control procedures, minimizing interruptions to the milk supply and maintaining business continuity for farmers.
Foot and mouth disease is probably the most communicable and fastest spreading disease of all animal diseases. Studies done here in California in our large dairy communities that show for every hour we delay the detection of foot and mouth disease, we're going to spend millions more dollars in the cost of eradicating those diseases. Now, foot and mouth disease is an animal disease, and that's something very important for everybody to remember.
So Beata, now that we have this assay up in the 384 wells, tell me what's going on.
Dr. Richard Breitmeyer is the lab's director. Along with CDRF, they've invested judiciously in the far-reaching systems necessary to rapidly detect the virus.
As a former state veterinarian, knowing that we can surveil literally hundreds of dairies in a 1 or 2 day time period and seeing if the virus might be, in any of those dairies rather than having to send people out is just an amazing advantage that we didn't have even a year ago. So that is very exciting.
That's why our test is so important, because milk is a sample we have very, very easy access to. Milk gets tested every day for quality control and for diseases before we actually can purchase this in the grocery store.
The diagnostic test that detects foot and mouth disease previously took 2.5 hours to process 90 samples of milk. But thanks to the investment of the California Dairy Research Foundation, this laboratory now quadruples that output.
There is a machine that can detect almost 400 samples in the same amount of time. So we pursued this with the funding from the California Dairy Research Foundation, and now we can use this machine.
The partnership with the California Dairy Research Foundation is just a natural fit for our laboratory because we're cutting edge and they're cutting edge. That's the research and development arm of the California dairy industry, and we're always looking for what's the next problem. And as we know, milk and animals move so quickly that we can't wait. So that's why I think the core mission that we serve in helping to keep animals safe, keep the food supply safe, is just so central to California.
There's no public health issue. We have to make sure that we convey that very clearly. We have to have new and rapid tools in order to diagnose the disease and also do it faster and more efficiently. So therefore, CDRF invested on a project, and now we can do that 4 times faster.